On behalf of the organizing committee of the Arewa Youth Mentorship Program, it gives me a great pleasure to welcome everyone to this session, or kind of a workshop for today, of course. Today, we will have Dr. Usman Lawan, who is a farmer and entrepreneur. He will take us through the process of applying through the prestigious Tony Elumelu business grant, $5,000 business grant, which at the current exchange rate, I think is around 2.8 million. So I think it's sufficient to start a lucrative business. We will hear more from him. Dr. Usman Lawan is beneficiary of such business grant, so he knows the nooks and the crannies of how to win such grant. But before I call Dr. Usman Lawan, my name is Yakubu Sani Widil, and I will be your host today. I would like to introduce a little bit of what we do here at the AYMP, in case you are joining us for the first time. The AYMP is an initiative created by concerned Northern Nigerian academics, entrepreneurs, professionals from different fields. We come together in order to contribute our quota to the development of the region and the country as a whole, of course. We have done some sessions regarding scholarships, mentorships, entrepreneurships, and many sessions that are relevant to the societal development. You can find them on our YouTube page. They are all documented. And also you can join the Telegram page where our mentors routinely share opportunities, job opportunities, scholarship opportunities. I will post the links in the chat box as we go along. Okay, having said that, I would like to invite our special guest for today, who happens also to be our mother, Professor Rabia Said, to give opening remarks and to bless the session. Then later on, we'll go to the speaker. Prof, you have the floor.
Okay. Alhamdulillah. Thank you very much, Dr. Yakubu. This is a great opportunity, and I would like to welcome everyone, particularly all the youth that are joining us today. This is an auspicious occasion, and to be able to write a proposal and win a $5,000 business grant is no small feat. It's something that you have to take serious, and I want to applaud all those who thought about the initiative and thought of bringing the youths together in order to put them through how they can easily and successfully win this grant. And there's no other means than to get somebody who has already won the grant to be here to take the youth and all the young people here through how they can also succeed. I have realized that getting a mentor and getting somebody that will put you through is the best way to be successful in any proposal. You can come with a first-class degree, and then you want to get a scholarship, and you will be surprised that somebody who has probably a 2-1, and sometimes even some people who have exceptionally some people who have a 2-2, maybe borderline of the 2-1, would get the grant, not because not because of the certificate, but because of the way they have presented themselves, and because of the way they have also packaged their proposal. So it's not always the most brilliant person in the class that wins the grant, but the person who is able to package it correctly. And this session today is actually about that. How would you package it in order to be successful? So I enjoin all those who are present today to take a cue and look and listen attentively and get all the points that they wish that would enable them to write a good proposal. And our esteemed speaker who is going to take us through he is saying it all. So Dr. Usman Lawan, I'm very sure will do justice to this topic. And I want to apologize in advance why we are doing it in English. This is because the Tony Elumelu Foundation Award, you will be writing it in English. So it's actually important that we take you through in English. If there is anything which you do not understand, you are welcome to ask in Hausa, and then an explanation will be given in detail in Hausa for you. But it is important that we take the session in English today. So this is why we are taking it in English. I welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. And I wish success for all those who will be applying. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof, for this kind remark. As Prof just reiterated that we are conducting the session today in Hausa for the fact that you are writing a proposal, and this proposal will be judged. It's in English, of course, so it's better you develop your writing skills and even your speaking skills so that you can be able to compete with people from across the country and even, I think, the African continent in general, because the Tony Elumelu is something that is continent-wide grant. And also, the session of today will be kind of an interactive one. You will be allowed to interact directly with the presenter. You can ask him your questions. You can ask him anything that you would want to know about the grant. For those that have already drafted the proposal, I think it will be a good opportunity to ask a few things. Of course, it will be easier for you than those that are just starting it now. So please preserve your questions. When he completes the presentation, you will be allowed to speak directly to him. So the session is expected to last for about an hour or thereabout, but I don't know the presenter if he is happy to present his paper in maybe around 40 to 45 minutes so that the participants could ask their questions maybe in around 20 minutes or 25 minutes so that they will have ample time. I will hand you over to Dr. Usman Lawan, as I earlier presented him, that he is the founder of the Farmers Institute. Of course, during our last session, I introduced him. I think he needs not much introduction. Only thing he forgot last time, I think he forgot to explain to us what is meant by Farmers Institute. Are you really going to the farm in suit, or what are you doing? Maybe you will highlight that when you come to present. So over to you, Dr. Usman Lawan. We are listening. We are listening to you, and you have the floor for about 40 to 45 minutes to deliver your speech.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Dr. Odil, thank you very much for this opportunity. And our special guest, Professor Rabia, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you for being such a wonderful role model to all of us, a mother and a role model. Thank you for demonstrating that actually a girl can do well in STEM. I think this is something that Arewa needs, and you have been able to successfully demonstrate it. And you didn't only stop there, you're also holding our hands and dragging all of us through the finish line of the success story, inshallah. So we appreciate you. I know you don't get to hear this much. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you, ma'am. I would normally want to make presentations directly without using slides, because most of the time the conversations we are having do not necessarily require a slide. And today's conversation is one of those kind of times where you don't need a slide. If I'm going to be talking about grant application generally, then we would have a slide because there are different kinds of grant application. You could be applying for grant for a business, or you could apply for a grant for even a study scholarship or a grant for research. And then there are different layers to grant application. But today, since we're not even talking about grant application for business, we're talking about a specific grant, which is the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. I want to make it as much as I can hands-on, so that maybe I can just share my screen and we can go through the Tony Elumelu portal and then talk about how you apply and what you need to say in this area or that area. Before we go into that, I want to take the next 10 minutes to slightly talk about my own experience and, of course, some of the mistakes that most of us do or make. So my name is Usman Lawan. They call me the farmer in suits, of course, because I wear suits to the farm, but also because I am able to be a farmer and outwardly behave like a banker or someone who works for CBN. I mean, there's virtually no difference between me and them. So just to demonstrate my tie to be a farmer and take anything from me. I don't have to carry a hoe and wear dirty torn clothes before I am a farmer. Yeah, in 2015, Tony Elumelu, most of us would know him by now, he started this initiative, which is called the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. Initially, when he started, he wanted to give everybody who participated in the program $10,000 US. And his plan was to spend 100 million US in 10 years to be able to support 10,000 small, medium-scale enterprises across the 54 African countries over a period of 10 years. But then while he was doing the concept note for his foundation and the activity and the structuring of the activities of the foundation, he met with Brahmendra. This lady, she's an Indian lady, and when she came on board, because of her experience, he wanted her to be the chairman of the foundation or the CEO of the foundation. So Ramenda was CEO of the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program for I think about 4 or 5 years. She only left last year. When Ramenda came on board, she advised him. She said, "Look, we cannot just dish out $10,000 to everybody who says they want to start a business, because then we won't be able to have any impact." So she helped to design the program in such a way that there is a component of, and there is the grant component. So the grant component, you get $5,000. If you do very well, they often say that at a later date, they will open up opportunity for people to be able to apply for even more grant, maybe another 5,000, which now will be not a grant, but like a non-liability loan, where you just take the loan and you use it and grow your business, and then you return only the money that is granted to you as a loan with 0 interest rates. But now we're going to be focusing more on the grant aspect. It's unfortunate, and it's not. It's unfortunate because this grant window was opened on 1st of January. However, we didn't get to talk about this until recently, and the grant window is closing on 30th of March. What this means is that we only have about 1 week to the closing of the grant. If you know anything about grant application, especially where there is time lag and also a certain number of people that they want to take, and a grant like the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program, where sometimes you get up to more than 100,000 people applying for a position of 1,000 people. Thankfully, over the years, the grant volume has increased, the grant wallet has increased. I think last year, they were able to grant about 4,500 people. I think this year they are targeting 6,000 beneficiaries. So what has happened to him is that once he started something very nice and good, the entire world began to see the good in what he is doing. And international development agencies, other foreign governments like the government of France and also UNDP begin to come in and try to give him more money so that he can increase the wallet of the grant. And now he is able, I think this year they are targeting about 6,000 people. Now, let me tell you something that interests you, since this is a forum of Arewa. About 3 years ago, they realized there is a serious issue with people from the north applying for the grant. What they have done is they want to make sure that at all times, at least 40 or 50% of all the grant goes to Nigeria. Unfortunately, hardly do they have people from the north actually applying. I think in 2020, they opened a special portal strictly for northerners. Strictly for northerners, because there were not too many northerners applying for the grant opportunity. And this is why it's important for us to actually understand how this grant opportunity works and then be able to apply and be successful. A few things about grant writing. I am considered as one of the most prolific grant writers in the northern part of Nigeria. To date, I have under my belt about 420,000 US dollars in grant money that we have been able to win. If you know anything about grant writing, that's a lot. But what people hear all the time is the success story. Actually, for every 1,000 people that apply for a grant, only about 10 people get selected. This is actually the numbers. For every 1,000 people, only about 10 people get selected. In any given year, I would apply for at least 10 grants, and we'll probably end up with maybe 3 or 4. And this is a good number. Not many people are able to do that. I know people who apply for up to 50 grants, 20 grants, and maybe end up winning only 1 or 2. What makes the difference is understanding the secret and being able to actually do what is needed, say what is needed to be said. Imagine someone is looking for, say, 6,000 people out of a pool of 150,000 people. What do you expect is going to happen? Once they start reading your proposal and it doesn't make, the first 3 lines don't make sense to them, they're going to dump it in the trash bin. Because they're only looking for 6,000 people and they have a pool of 150,000 people to select from. And this is why it's very important to know exactly what the granting agency is looking for or asking for, and just give it to them. It's not about the number of words you use. It's not about the amount of English you speak. It's actually about speaking in a concise manner that answers the questions that are being asked. At this juncture, I would just take us straight up to the Tony Elumelu Foundation's portal so that we can actually begin to talk about how you are supposed to do the application and what you are supposed to be writing during the application process. At a later date, some other time, perhaps we will discuss other grant application opportunities and what needs to be done. So, if any of you has actually visited the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship portal, it looks somewhat like this. I would like a confirmation. Are you able to see my screen, please?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Thank you, Prof. Good. Now, the first thing to do is you go on Google, whether you're using your phone or you're using a laptop or a desktop, you go on Google and you Google Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program 2022. A lot of information will come out. You will see the website that has the grant application portal. It's actually www.tonyelumuelufoundation.org. This right here, releases/apply now for $5,000 in the 2022 Tony Elumelu Foundation, blah, blah, blah. Now, this is the portal. Once you come here, this is a series of explanation. This is telling you about the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. It's telling you their history since they started in 2015. They have empowered about 15,847 African entrepreneurs. Talking about all of this. In 2021, the foundation disbursed $24.75 million to 5,000 African entrepreneurs across 54 African countries. Now, this is just an introduction explaining to you what the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program is about, what they do, what they are doing, and what they have done, and what they intend to do in the future. Now, if you look right here where my cursor is, you have on the website about us, a list of beneficiaries, what they do, in more details. And here you have apply now and then TEF forum. The TEF forum is mostly for past Tony Elumelu entrepreneurs, people like us who have actually benefited from the program, and also TEF mentors. I'm currently a mentor on the platform actually. And what you're supposed to do, you see here it says to apply, go to this website, and then they have a counter here which tells you the application is open from January 1st to March 31st. Now you can either go through here to say apply now, or you could go through the other side, which is actually here. You could actually go by clicking here as well, or you could just click here and say apply now. Now this takes you to another website. The reason I'm doing this is because there's a few layers to all of this, and sometimes you get a little bit confusing if you're not familiar with the website. And then people tell you, oh, I have not been able to apply. And that's why I'm actually doing this tour of the website with you. Now it takes you to this website with this web page that says Empowering African Entrepreneurs. Of course, it says apply now again. So you click on that as well. Now it takes you to this part of the website. This is actually where you have the login page. This is where your application actually begins. Now, for login, you can either, if you're a new user, if you have not applied before, if you have not registered before, then you will have to sign up. The signing up, this is where you sign up for to begin your application. However, if you had already signed up on the website and you're coming back as an existing user and want to continue your application, then you can just go in here by putting in your email address and also your password. Now, when you want to sign up, assuming you haven't actually done this before, you go on the sign up page. Now, it says create account. Here where it says create account, you put your name, assuming your name is Muhammad Alhaji, and your surname is Bulabutu. Sorry, Alhaji. Right? So now you put you have put your name and your surname. Next thing you would have to do is to input your email address. I wouldn't be able to do this because I am already registered on the platform. So I will not be able to put my email address. If I do, it's going to bounce back. Once you put your email address, then you put your password. You're supposed to select a password. Now I would like you to pay attention. Here, it says hint. For a strong password, you must put at least 8 characters. These 8 characters must contain an uppercase, a lowercase, a number, and a special character. So unless your password meets all of these criteria, it will not be accepted by the platform. And a lot of times I have had people coming back to me to say, hey, you know what? I have not been able to even register at the initial stage. And I ask them why. And they say, well, it is because it is not. No, it's because you're not following the instruction. The thing about grant application and everything else, including exams that we write, you must always pay attention to details. If you do not do that, then you are most likely to omit some of the details, which will mean you will not be able to pass your exams, and in this case you will not be able to be selected by the granting agency as a grant winner. Now once you have done this, once you have put in the right password and the right email address, and you say sign up, you would have to first click here which says you accept, you agree, and you consent to the clauses of the data collection and privacy policy. Now you sign up. Once you sign up, it will send you an email. The system will send an email to your email box, the same email that you use to register here. And that email will be asking you to authenticate your registration. And then there is a link to that email which you must click on to now authenticate your registration on the platform. Once you have done that, then you're going to be able to come back and sign in. You're going to be able to come back and then log in. When you come back after authenticating from your email, then now you'll be able to input your email address and the password which you use to register on the platform, and then you say login. Once you click on login, it will take you to the next aspect of the platform, which is actually the it will take you to the next aspect of the platform, which is actually the grant application. It's actually the grant application platform. Good. So I think there is a problem. I had it actually saved here. Let me see. Okay. I think what we'll do is this. For the purpose of this demonstration, right? I am not going to be submitting an application. I'm just doing it for the purpose of demonstration for you to be able to see what it takes to get the registration done. Good. So if you see what I have done here, I have input my name, my first name, my surname, and email address, as well as my password. I'm not going to be showing you my password, but if you observe here, you will see that it says the password strength is very, very strong. I have clicked on this, which says I consent to the data collection and privacy policy. And I say sign up. You actually have options. You could either sign in with LinkedIn. Oh, so it says email already exists. Okay.
Doc, I think you are supposed to just log in.
No, there's a reason why I don't want to log in. If I log in, it won't take me to the application portal.
Oh, okay.
I think one of the participants is suggesting that if you want to use his own, you can use, but I don't know if that is
no, I don't want to do that. He wants to take some advantage. Undue advantage. Because what I'm going to be doing, I want it to be as neutral as possible. Well, if you're in the farming sector, then good for you if you can take some notes. So now I am registered, right? I am not supposed to do this, but I'm doing it for the benefit of the people on this Zoom call.
Right.
So now I am registered. I go back to my email because I am already a beneficiary. So I go to my email. It says email confirmation, right? Is everybody viewing what I'm doing?
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
Good. Yes. So you go to confirm email. These little technicalities are actually some of the reasons why some people will never apply for the opportunity. It can be a little bit frustrating if you do not understand the nitty-gritty of doing it, and some people just lose interest after a while. So after going to your email, you click on confirm email. Once you confirm it, it takes you, so it's just pulling up. It takes you to the main portal, and now you can register. You can sign in and start your registration. So I go like back to login. So now, okay. So my email address. Good. So I say login. Okay. Okay. I think the verification is not done yet.
Yes.
Okay, great. So we're here now, right?
Mm.
Good. So now we can go back. So you see, you'd have to see this message. Anybody notice when I went to log in, it says I should go back and make sure that I verify the email. So now I say account confirmation was successful. So you can actually either go in from here, but since we already have it here, let me go back to this and then say login. Great. So it says login successful, right? Now it will bring you to this, where you have two options. Either you choose a mentor profile or entrepreneur's profile. Now, because you're not a mentor, you're an entrepreneur who wants to apply for the grant, you click on entrepreneur. Good. And here you will see that already the system has started uploading your detail. Now it has your name, first name, it has your surname. You go on the gender, male, I am a male. So if you're a female, you put that on, you put your number, 1798. Phone number, good. Put your date of birth. I'll just put a random date of birth, since I know I am not applying, but you make sure to put the actual date of birth. Another thing about the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program is that they are very, very detailed. They actually follow these things to the latter. So you think, oh, no problems. No, once it's about time to give you money, they actually follow it up. So I'll just put a random date of birth. Now select industry. I would put agribusiness and farming, agriculture. Country, you select Nigeria. So we're literally doing a mock application together. And I don't know if I am right, but I thought that this will be the best way to be able to make an impact, especially for those people who are trying to apply. You select your language, which is English, and then you say complete onboarding. Now you see, this page is just for your registration to perfect, put your details and all of the information that you need to put. And then you say complete onboarding. Good. So now we are in the next page, and it goes like, now you see there's a whole lot of stuff here. It says, hello, entrepreneur, blah, blah, blah. Now you don't have to worry about this. You have to look at here. Here says TEF training. Here says TEF applications, right? So this is where you want to go to. You want to go to the applications. Now, once you come here, you see the 2021 flagship program, that's closed. But you see, the 2022 flagship program is open. It says it's going to close on 31st of March. So whoever is applying must apply latest by 12 midnight on the 31st of March 2022, which is actually in about 7 or 8 days. So now you click on this. It says, welcome to TEF application. You click on English language, and then you say next. Right? This is the terms and condition. You will have to accept them. So you scroll down. You will do well to read it. Most of us don't read T and C, especially when it comes to internet-related matters. But so I won't waste a lot of time on that. You come straight down and you click on accept. Now, this is also, this is the guideline for your application. There are actually three major issues with two major things that they pay attention to. First is that you must not be under 18 years of age. So there is a lower age limit of 18 years, but there is no higher age limit. Even if you're 100 years old, as long as you can demonstrate ability, they are willing to give you the money to be able to start or grow your business. And then, if you have received a grant or the seed capital from TEF in previous years, so people like us are not eligible to apply. Now you say next. This takes you here. Middle name, if you have one, you put it. If you want to make any changes to this. Now, age range, you put your age range, and then, of course, your highest level of education, You choose from this. All these are very simple. You can always get this. These are not technical at all. They are actually data that they're trying to collect your socioeconomic data in the initial stage. So I'll just go ahead and fill them without any explanation. If you understand what I'm doing, I'm just putting some hypothetical because I need us to be able to go to the next page on the portal. The thing is, if you leave any of these unfilled, you won't be able to go to the next page on the portal, so you won't be able to progress with your application. And any item that has asterisk on it is a compulsory that must be filled. Otherwise, you will not be able to move to the next stage. So for instance, you see the middle name doesn't have that. So I can actually move on without filling a middle name. However, every other, the phone number has, so you must provide that. The reason the email doesn't have, because they already have your email on their system, right? Now, any item that has asterisk, you must complete it. So I am in the rural area, presumably. Do you have access to other grants from other foundations? In my case, and I always like to be truthful. You don't have to be, but in my case, I always like to be truthful. So my answer to this will be yes. So have you accessed other grants? So I've got some USADF grants, I've got some UNICEF grants. So I have to say yes to it, right? But if you haven't, then you say no. And don't worry, they are not using any yardstick of rural area or urban area for the selection. Again, you should be truthful. Are you in a rural area? If you are, you say yes. If you're not, you say no. Now, a little bit of twerk there. If you live in the urban area, however, your work is in the rural area, then you are in the rural area because that is where you have your work done. For instance, I live in Abuja, but my work is in Kefi. So I am in a rural area because my work is directly impacted by the community where the work happens, right? Now, if yes, name the organization. Here I can say USADF, for instance. They said your type of ID, you would have to say it, say driver's license. Your ID number you have to put. Then here you have to put an ID. You have to scan it and put it. If you don't, then it won't go through. I am not sure what I will. Let me just let me try and put something that probably should work. It's not an ID, but since I am not submitting, the system will not know. Right? Now, once you do that, the next thing for you to do, how did you hear about TEF? So I would just say social media. Only when you have filled all of this will you be able to move to the next part. Otherwise, you will be stuck. Now, because we have made sure that we fill every item that is exteric, we will be able to move to the next. So it now says continue to business details, right? Oh, so you see, it's asking me for business ID. Does anybody have any question? So we'll finish before we take the question.
Yeah, I think it will be better if you finish. I don't know where Dr. Udil is, but
yes,
it will be better.
Okay.
Yes. I think it's better. If you finish, then they can ask.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, once you are here, you have finished with the home page, you have finished with the bio page. Now, this is the business description page. Actually, where the business happens. This is where the grant application is. Dr. Udell, I don't know if we're going to be able to finish by 3 o'clock because we're just about to start the business, but I will try and make it as quick as I can.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
So,
that's fine.
okay, the next set of questions are about the business ID provide accurate responses. So here it says, tell us about your business idea. Now pay attention, there is a writing inside the box. And this writing says, give a little description of your startup idea. If you do not have a business idea, then describe an industry or customer problem that you might want to build a business around. It says minimum 50 characters. Now, in my case, I will just go like, Usaifa is a sustainable right? Usaifa is a sustainable farming venture that produces healthy organic poultry and fish products at affordable prices. Now, this is very direct, this is very straight to the point, but you can use them as letters. I could as well say Usaifa is a sustainable farming venture that practices and promotes zero waste agriculture, for instance. That works. But here I choose to say Usaifa is a sustainable farming venture that produces healthy organic poultry and fish product at affordable prices. I could as well say Usaifa is a sustainable farming venture that provides smallholder farmers with farm input credit, farm extension service support, and link to market for their products. So it depends on who you are talking to and how much time or space you have and what you really want to say. So you can take your business and develop your elevator pitch in a way and manner that suits the person you're talking to. And you can have several different options of how to go about this. Now, once you do that, it says 50 character here. Now, you must be wary of that. If you put more than 50 characters, you will not be allowed to proceed to the next stage. Which of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals does your business or idea support? Now, the United Nations has 17 SDGs. Am I correct? They have 17 SDGs which they have been focusing on since the last couple of years to be able to achieve. This is very important for grant application. Something I didn't tell you guys is every business can win a grant, but more often than not, social entrepreneurship are the businesses that actually win grants. And social entrepreneurships are businesses that have a certain human face attached to them. So they do want to make some profit, but they're also interested about developing and building their communities. They're interested about supporting the marginalized groups or improving diversity and issues that relate to that, or maybe improving health and livelihood. Now, for Usaifa, we actually we are focused on three major goals. And the first one is zero hunger. The second one is no poverty, because we work with smallholder farmers. And we are also working with, so you can actually go down, scroll down, and look at which of them is most related to you. We are also very sustainable. So we have some linking with climate action, right? And you can continue to choose. We could as well say that we are doing a lot of work around decent work and economic growth, because we also provide employment or employment opportunities. And every business does provide employment opportunity. So you need to be able to curate your business around what you believe, what each of the goals you believe that your business is helping to solve. Now, does your business address green economy or climate change? For me, the answer is yes, because our zero waste agricultural system actually tries to reduce wastages and improve efficiency and sustainability in the farming sector. Now, if yes, give a brief description of how your business addresses green economy or climate change. Now, if you had lied and said yes, now you have a problem of trying to solve this. But if it doesn't actually address climate change, you can just say no and move on. It doesn't stop your business from being selected, right? But now you say yes, so you have to explain. So I would just say first, zero waste agricultural system. Did anybody observe what happened? So I overwrite, and now it's telling me that I cannot continue to write. Right? So here I just say Usafa Zero Waste Agricultural System utilizes plants, animal, and organic matter in a cycle where the waste product of one process serves as input for the next process. Trying to explain how your system or your workings actually impact on climate change. Now, what is your business name? You write your business name. You choose the subsector. Either it is field crop, livestock farming, fishery, aquaculture, forestry. So I would just choose livestock farming for the purpose of this application. In which state is your business located? Again, you would have to choose your state. Remember, if you live in one state, however, your business is in another state, the state where your business is the state which you will choose in this case. Now, in which city is your business? Now, if you're paying attention, there is actually three major places where we have filled here. Here you talk about your business idea in about 50 characters. The second most important one is actually which of the SDGs your business is supporting. And then the third most important one is whether your business is also helping to correct climate change, how business is doing that. Everything else under here, these are all basics. These are things that you should know about, so I won't pay attention to them. And we would move to the next page on the portal, which is actually where now you see it says your application is 40% complete, but this is where the real application begins. Now, this is a test that you will have to write. This test, you have 45 minutes to complete both sections of the test. Once you complete it, the system will be able to tell you whether you are selected for the training or not. I will advise you to get at least a calculator and also get a pen and paper, because these tests are actually GMAT-like kind of tests. They are quantitative and verbal, and they are testing both your psychology as well as your business augment. There's a little bit of calculation in them. I think in total it's two sections. There's the financial and the business augment part, and they said the time is about 45 minutes for you to be able to complete both the tests. I will not go into the details of the test. I would leave you with that, but then I would go on to explain to you what are the other aspects of the application that you must pay attention to. Now, Once you finish, you complete that test. The next stage of the application, if you are selected, you will start a training program. You think they don't know what they are doing. No, they do. In that training program, they will take you through a 3-month rigorous training of being able to develop your business plan, develop your value proposition, do your market analysis, do your market plan and market strategy, do a competitors analysis, and do a SWOT analysis of your business. And then also build in your financials, your financial projection, and finally, your business model canvas. At the end of the 3 months, you are expected to come out with a full-blown business plan. This business plan and the financials that you have prepared will be given to one of the most successful audit firms in the world, I think Accenture, which will actually vet and audit both your business plan and your business financials, and then they'll be able to tell the foundation if this plan and the business financial it's okay. If it is not okay, you're likely to receive a query, and then you will make amendments on the business plan. Now there's another aspect of it. You're also going to go through a pitch training where you'll be able to develop a pitch deck and present it to an audience to pitch your business. Now, because there is a lot of people who are applying, they will not give you an opportunity to meet in person. What they normally do is you are expected to record a 3-minute speech of yourself explaining your business, what your business does, and where you see your business in the next couple of years, maybe 5 years. But most importantly, what you will be using the $5,000 to do with. Now, this pitch deck is going to be evaluated by a group of examiners who will either say, okay, you are good to be selected for the program, or no, you are not good to be selected for the program. At the end of this pitching competition, after the 3 months, is when you go on and then submit your business plan and your business financial, which will be audited by Accenture and then returned to you if it is not okay. Once it's okay, the Tony Elumelu Foundation will pass it on to the disbursement committee, which will now ask you for some documentation, including, I think, a statement of net worth, a court affidavit, actually indemnifying Tony Elumelu Foundation and promising that you will use the money for the exact reason why the money is given to you. Once you fulfill all of those conditions, then you will, of course, submit your account number, and then you, at every point there's a chance that you might be dropped. Just because you fill in the application today and also answer all of the questions in the initial test, and it tells you that you have been selected, it doesn't mean that you're ready to get the money. You will have to go through all of the training and do the pitching competition and also pass. If you do not go through all the training, if your mentor tells them that you have not been responsive, again, they drop you. Now, even where you're responsive, but you're not able to meet up with the expectations of the pitch deck and the pitching competition, again, you get dropped along the line. However, if you pass that, then you will be asked to submit a full detailed business plan, upon which now the foundation will go on to help you to edit it and vet it and then return it back to you. After all of this, then you go to the point where you get the money. Dr. Udil had said that it's about 2.4 million. I am not sure. I think they have a cap. I think it's around 1.8 or 2.2 million. It changes every year depending on the exchange rate. But what the foundation does is they do not use the market exchange rate. They actually use the federal government exchange. I think there's $1, so you can run the number $1,000, and that should give you what you will be expecting. But you must have to go through all of this process, and the money is going to come to you around September or October of this year. So you're not going to get money tomorrow. You must understand this. At this point, I am happy to actually take a few questions, and I hope that this was helpful. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Usman Lawan, for this extremely insightful presentation. I think it's a good time now to take questions. I've seen that many people have started raising their hands. So maybe what we will do is we will allow them maybe one after the other to ask their questions as much as possible. So I will, please, you can raise your hand if you want to ask questions. But before then, some people are asking, maybe they joined late, how can they get the complete session? So the session is being recorded now, and it's also being transmitted live on Facebook of the Arewa Youth Mentorship Program. However, the recorded version will also be uploaded to the YouTube channel, of the Arewa Youth Mentorship Program. So if you are not there, you can go also, and it's our data bank. That's where we keep all our past sessions. Okay, without taking much of time, I will call on the first. Please try to go directly to the points when you want to ask questions, because I've seen there are many people have raised their hands. So try as much as possible to go directly to the point. Just ask your questions, and he will answer them. Perhaps we should be taking the questions, maybe like 3 questions at once. That one depends on the view of the presenter. What do you think, Dr. Usman? Do you prefer to answer the questions one by one, or you would like to take 3 questions?
Well, it depends. It depends on how the questions come. If sometimes some of these questions will be asking for similar answers. So
Yeah.
if I have to ask them to wait so that we can answer the first few questions, then I will do that. But if I think it's okay to take all of them, then I'll also do that.
Okay. So that's fine. That's fine. First, I think I have Sufyan Abubakar Jiga. Please, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Yes, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Please, doctor, my question is, what is the end part of the application that is in line with the deadline? That is only my question.
The end part?
Yes, the end part of the application that is in line with deadline.
Okay, Dr. Usman, do you get the question?
So are you saying when is the last time?
No, what is the end part of the application? Because it did the test part.
Yes.
After test.
Okay, are you talking
so
about
after
the last
the test,
segment?
Okay, I get it.
The final segment of
okay, I get it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Is the
then
test
we'll go
after
to the
the
next
test?
question. We will go to the next question. I understand that. Okay. The final segment of the application. Okay, thank you. The next is Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, please can you ask your question?
Yeah, thank you so much, Doc, and barakallahu fikum. I'm really happy to be here with you, and thank you so much. And I will go straight to my question. Do I have 2 questions, please? Number one is that when he said about how does your business impact the green economy / climate change? I want to understand what is the green economy. And the second part is that I applied this grant, I think in 2019 or 2020. So my email is already registered on their website. Sir, do you think I should go with this email, or I should create a new profile? Because the last time it didn't end well. I didn't learn this step by step. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. I think we got that also. The next is Lawal Adamu. Please, can you unmute yourself and ask your question?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My question is, what if someone failed the test? Can he have another chance to take the test again with that business idea that he applied for, or he has to change another business idea and take the test again?
Okay,
and
this is
another question is,
okay.
Maybe someone is living outside Nigeria but he has a business in Nigeria and he wanted to apply. Is he qualified to apply for, or she must be living in Nigeria and has a business in Nigeria? Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you for asking this question. I think now, Dr. Usman, you can answer these questions. We have almost 5 questions from 3 speakers. The first one is asking about what is the final segment of the application.
Thank you very much. Sufyan is asking what is the final segment of the application. So at this stage, at this initial stage, the last part of the application is where we stopped. That is the test. So I didn't take the test because I didn't have to. I know if I took it, I will pass. But we don't have time, and also I don't need to do it. So you would once you finish the test, if you pass it, you will receive a message telling you when the training will be started. If you do not pass the test, it will inform you that sorry, you did not pass and you should try again next year. There's a question that relates to this. Later we'll explain why if you don't pass the test, it tells you to try again. Now, Muhammad Ali asked, what is green economy? So green economy simply means any business that is helping towards making the economy green. That is to say, it is focused on addressing some of the challenges of climate change. So anything that addresses the challenges of climate change is actually contributing towards a green economy. Any smart economy is a green economy. I hope that answers the question. Now he says his email is already on the platform. Should he change or create another profile? If you applied last year and you didn't get the grant, I will advise you to use the same email and the same login and apply again. This does a lot of things for you. It shows some level of sincerity. It also shows that you have some consistency, especially if you are applying for the same business that you used to apply last year. And then now you're showing some improvement in terms of your application and your responses. This tells them that over the last 12 months, you have actually improved, and so there is consistency, and that actually increases your chances. So you should use the same profile. If you have forgotten your password, there is a part on the platform that allows you to actually change your password and reapply. And that is also why when you go to the platform, you will see that there is the last application of 2021, which has closed, and then the application of 2022, because they know that some people might have applied last year and didn't get it, and they will still come back to apply again this year. Now, Lawal Adamu was asking, what if you fail in the test? Is there another chance? So I want to advise you, if you fail, be sincere. Maybe there's a reason why you fail. There's a reason why they ask you to take a test at this stage. Because anybody who is giving you money for your business, before he gives money for the business idea, first of all, you are the person he is giving the money. He must trust you to give you his money. They are testing your ability to be able to run a business. If you have failed for whatever reason, maybe you need to do some more research and then continue to grow yourself. Maybe you're not ready. There are times when I do not apply for grant opportunities because I feel like I was not ready. In fact, I had an opportunity 4 years ago to apply for a $250,000 grant, and I refused to apply. And the person that introduced me to the opportunity, when he asked me, what name did you use for the application? I said, I'm sorry, sir, we couldn't apply. He said, why? I said, well, because I looked at the evaluation criteria and I felt like we were not ready, like we couldn't meet the criteria for the application. And he said to me, actually, that was why I sent it to you, because I knew you would be sincere. Now, I'm not saying I'm a very sincere person, but I'm just saying we should keep trying, at least. If you lie to yourself, then you are the worst of liars. Right? So if you fail, just take it in good faith and check and see what is the problem. Why did you fail? And then try and improve. And then he says, if you are an African, as long as your business is in Africa, assuming, for instance, like Dr. Udunlan, who is studying abroad, of course, we know that he's going to come back. The business is here. Yes, he is eligible to apply. He can apply. Unless, of course, if you are never going to come back, then maybe there will be a question about that. Even during our time, I know a lot of people who had to come back to Nigeria during the 2 weeks Tony Elumelu entrepreneurship meeting. and they came from outside the country. And yes, so you're eligible if you're outside Nigeria. As long as you have a plan to come back to Nigeria, as long as your business is in Nigeria or in Africa, then you are eligible to apply. There are people who are Nigerians who have their businesses in other African countries that actually apply and got it. So for instance, if you are a Nigerian and you live in Ghana and you have a business in Ghana, you are eligible to apply and you can as well get it.
All right.
I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think you have answered that. The only part maybe I will highlight is he said, should he change the business idea or he should go again with the same idea? What do you think?
You see, this actually takes me to where I am going to. A lot of times people just want to apply for a grant opportunity because the grant opportunity is there. And this is part of the reason why we see a lot of people get the grant money and they still fail in the business. If you are changing your business ideas simply because you want to win the grant, then you have a problem. And you shouldn't be applying for the grant, because clearly this tells me that you are not going to use that money for the business. Your objective is only to get the money. However, I understand. I understand.
Be consistent. You are saying he should be consistent.
Yes. You must be consistent. You must have some level of dedication, some level of consistency.
Okay.
Because you cannot be, you cannot be jumping over every other business opportunity simply because there is a chance that you'll be able to win a grant for them.
I think it's okay.
Then you turn yourself into a grantpreneur.
You understand that. I think we can go to the next participants to ask their questions. But before I call the next speakers, there is this question that many people have sent through the chat. They said, is it a requirement to have a CAC registration before you apply? Like, must you register
No, it's not a requirement. The Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program has actually, that is why when they say that they are democratizing opportunity, I believe them, because they have removed most of the barriers. So it is not, there is no age limit. You can apply whatever your age is. Okay. And there is no, you don't need, once you have a business idea, you can actually register your business at the point of receiving the grant. So okay. You can wait until September or August before you register your business.
All
they
right,
will still take you.
It's not a requirement. Now, next is Salih Sugarba Abdullahi. Please, can you unmute yourself?
Good afternoon. I've applied and successfully shortlisted for the training. They said they will contact me in around March or April. So my question has to do with the business registration. I registered with a particular name during the registration. So the question is, when it comes to the business registration, must I use the same name that I have applied during the application, or I can change another name? That is number one. And secondly, I have an existing business that I've registered. The business idea is on agricultural activities. So I don't know whether I can still use that business. I mean that business registration on agricultural activities. And this, but the idea is different actually. That's my two questions.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have taken that. You have taken note of that question, right, Dr. Usman? All right. So next is, okay, now we have the first lady. Husseina, are you there? Please unmute yourself.
Yes, I am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I kind of have a number of questions because I've not really applied for any grants before. This should be my first one.
Okay.
Concerning the test, is it possible for me to, like someone that applied before, is it possible for the person to have an idea of what the questions are? Or let me say, the questions, do they change or they are still the same? This considering the fact that when you write the test and you fail, you have to wait for next year. That's my first question. Okay. Then for the second question, regarding the assignment that you'll be given when the test is approved, that's when you successfully get it. is it advisable? For instance, for me, I was thinking, okay, let me go do my research, maybe create the business proposal if possible and the business plan before I apply. Is it advisable to do it like that before applying, or you should apply first and they will give you their own kind of guidelines to draft the pitch story and proposal? Then I think that's my last question. Then sorry, my third question. After applying, in case whether they accept it or not, can I use the same business plan? Can I apply on another grant using the same kind of plan? Do they allow it? Whether it's successful or not? Thank you.
Thank you very much for asking these important questions. I think you have taken note of those questions also. Let me call Engineer Amin Muhammad to ask, then we can attempt these ones. Engineer Aminu, can you ask your questions, please? Engineer Aminu.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Yeah.
Hello.
Please go ahead. We can hear you, I think, now.
I say my question is,
yeah, we can hear you.
I say my question is that I applied along the way. They sent me a message for the mentorship, which I could not make up. Then around what time, please, I did send in the message for the mentorship?
So you applied, and maybe Dr. Usman, have you taken note of that question? You get the question?
Yes, I got his question, yes.
Okay, fine. So I think now you can attempt them. You can answer those questions. We have 3 speakers.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Malam Garba Abdullah was asking about business registration. He says, must he use the same name used for the application, or it has to change? Well, I will advise you, when you are applying, you actually talked about a certain business idea. You talked about a business name. It would be really nice to be straightforward and sincere. If you didn't have a business registration, you will put no, you don't have a business registered, but then you will also put the name of the business that you wish to register. Now, at the time when you are registering the business, maybe you are going towards the point where you will be receiving the money. Of course, sometimes you can go to CAC and CAC will tell you, no, that name is not available. In this case, there are no problems. Because you already said that you were not registered and they are aware in their database, all you need to do is to write to them, hey, you know what, that name I have applied and CAC says it's not available. Attach the rejection letter from CAC and then also get a new name approved. And then you can use that to proceed with your application. And yes, they will accept it with that explanation and the evidence, they will pay you the money. Now, whether you can use your other business which is registered and the business idea is different, the answer is no, because they need some consistency. If you have already registered for a certain business name and you didn't, and you also register for a certain business idea, but later you are using an already registered business. Remember, as of today, you already have that business registered. They will know because they will see the date of registration. Oh, then why didn't you initially use this business idea and also this business name? And that can raise questions. And because they are not seeing you, most of this thing is going to happen virtually. There's always this question of don't give anybody reason to doubt you, especially if they're giving you money, even though it's free money. So yes, it would be better to just use the same business idea that you had initially used and also the business name. If you're not able to register it, then show evidence why you're not able to register it, and I'm sure you'll be able to get paid because you already have proofs.
Great.
Now, Malama Husseina was asking, is it possible to know what the questions are? Well, no. These questions are curated by the computer. They are automatic. The questions you are answering today will be slightly different from the questions you are answering tomorrow. But the structure of the questions and the kind of questions, they are all the same. Do not freak out, please, Husseina. They are not any questions out of the this world. They are the same. They are just normal quantitative technique and verbal technique questions that you answer every day. And there is no right or wrong answer unless you go to the business side, which actually has to do with with numbers where you have to do some calculation. That's why I say you need to get a calculator and a piece of paper. And I know that this is being recorded and it's going to be in the archive for forever. But sometimes it's okay to use Google. You can get some of these answers there. To be able to use Google actually says something about your level of intellect. So let's not take that for granted. Now, can you have a business plan before applying? If you already have a business plan before applying, I will give you thumbs up. There's nothing wrong with having a business plan before applying, and there's nothing wrong with not having a business plan before applying. What the Tony Elumelu International Program is seeking to do is to help you be better at your business by providing you with training and also providing you with money. So if you already have a business plan, it makes your work easy. You'll be able to meet up your deadlines faster than someone who doesn't have a business plan already. Because with your business plan, when you receive those assignments, you only go to your business plan and you use the templates that they provide for you to perfect your assignment and also perfect your business plan. The person who doesn't have a business plan will now have to start doing all of that from scratch. So there's nothing wrong with having a business plan on the ground. In fact, the better if you already have a business plan on the ground. And she said, can she use same business plan to apply for other grants? The answer is big yes in capital letter. Every grant that we have applied for is actually with the same. We haven't done any other business. Every business that we have done is an expansion along the same area of the business that we are doing. So yes, the same business name, as long as you are doing expansion, as long as you can prove a need for the funding and what it is, the use of the application and use of fund, you can prove it, then you can apply. Because there are times when your business is only ready to take $5,000. There are times when your business will be ready to take $5 million. And it's the same business model, but now the expansion and the market base is different. So yes, there's nothing wrong with using the same business idea to apply for several different grants.
Yeah,
in fact, that is what I have done.
Dr. Usman, it's okay to submit the same business idea, but is it okay to submit the same document, the same proposal, or like document with plagiarism and everything?
You cannot submit the same document for a $5,000 and then submit it for a $50,000 grant. It has to be different. So although it is your business, but you must show, like I was talking to the person who said he applied last year and didn't get. So you must show some level of consistency and some growth. It will not change all of the story behind the business, but there will be some significant changes, especially because a business plan is a going concern. It's a living document.
Actually, the reason why I ask you this question is, we academics, we are very, we used to be skeptical when it comes to plagiarism, and that's why I say, can you submit the same document?
No.
I got it. The idea can be the same, of course.
Again. So as the businesses grow, and we can't talk about this because we are not doing deal making summit. These are just small businesses and business ideas. Actually, when you go to the point where you're talking about getting the $1 million mark and above, so if you're fundraising between $1 million to $100 million, it's the same pitch deck that you give to every VC that comes your way, and every venture capitalist and every impact fund that comes your way is the same investor intro note, the same pitch deck that you share to all of them. It's the same business plan, is the same financials that you share to all of them. Now they have to decide whether they want to do business with you or not. So in the business world, doctor, don't worry. It's not like the academia.
It's not academia, right? Okay, that's good.
It's not like the academia.
Yeah.
So engineer Aminu was asking, he said he applied last year, but couldn't make it. Okay, Engineer Aminu, what you must do is, please, everybody here, if you are applying for this, make sure that the email address you are using is an email address that you have access to, that you will continue to access, because it's important. They will probably send you 2 messages, and there will be a deadline always. If you miss the deadline, that won't be their fault. And also make sure that you always check, just the way you're always checking your Facebook. Your email should also be checked the way you're checking your Facebook, please.
Yes, I think we need to encourage people, to develop this habit of using their emails so frequently. I am sure, like even myself, when I was in Nigeria, generally I don't pay much attention to emails, no? But when you are outside, you have to. So I think it's very important we do that. Okay, we have Ahmad Saleh. Ahmad Saleh, are you with us? Please ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. I have 3 questions. The first question was, while doctor was demonstrating to us how to fill the form online, there was a space he filled business ID. So I would like more information about what a business ID is. And secondly, after somebody have passed the exam and is eligible for the training, please, how is their training being done? Is it electronically or is a physical training? And thirdly, I would like also to ask a question. As a fresh graduate, I usually have 2 business ideas in my mind, and one is channeled towards my profession as a healthcare professional, and then the other one is, related to agriculture and things like that. So I want to know, this particular grant, is it also open for other fields, or is only specific for healthcare related? For agriculture related matters. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity.
Okay. Have you noted, the questions, Dr. Usman?
Yes, okay. I have, sir. Yes, I have, doctor.
Now we have Techno Spark 4. Mr. Omis Techno, can you please unmute yourself?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, thank you. My good word you abundantly, sir.
Please, what is your name?
What is your name?
What is your name?
My name is Amin Rafai Saeed. My questions lecture is particularly for we that are in agricultural related discipline or field. My question is, for an individual that have an idea that it is started, or I can say yes, it started, but actually it is locally, doesn't reach the level where he require like a huge amount of money to develop it or improve it. But in a sense that he need that money to improve it, will the organization or the foundation be able to support that individual to that money to reach the level or the position that you want to show himself in the next picture? That is my question to you. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
That's noted.
Yeah, noted. Next is Biliamin Ibrahim Gusau. Please, can you unmute yourself?
Dr. Odil, I think we should just take all of them and then I will just answer everything.
Okay, yes. Okay, then that's fine.
Just for left.
Yeah, I think we only have 3 or 4 people raised their hands.
And Ahmad Abubakar is going to be the last person.
Yeah, okay. I got that. Biliamin, please, can you unmute yourself?
Hello, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Alaikum assalam wa
rahmatullah. First and foremost, I would like to comment. Sorry, it's a bit noisy where I am. But
go straight to the question. It's okay. Go straight to the question.
Yeah, my question is, for the training after you passing the first stage of the exam and the application, the training and also the pitch deck, does it happen virtually or is a live event? And if it is a live event, does it has to be at a one particular location or in different places across the country? That's my question. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, next is Ahmad. Is it Ahmad? Please, you can. Ahmad.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Ahmad.
Please go ahead.
My name is Mohammed Ahmed Dogo. Please, I want you to clarify a place when a person make it where he will record the video for that 3 minutes that you talk about. Please, the video, must it include where you are going to do the business, for example, maybe the location and other things, or you just sit in a room and record the video for that 3 minutes and send it to them? That's my question.
Okay. Thank you. Next is Abdul Salam. Abdul Salam. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Abdusalam Muhammadi News. So my question is, we are in the location that you have a insurgency. Like I'm calling, I'm here to speaking from Baga town in Maiduguri. So when we have the lack of the internet or the service, so can I have a time or during time after you are fasting that test when you are calling to attend your training? Because maybe we have a many part of the, you know, we have the lack of the internet and the network of our area. So my question is, when are there any specific time or date that I can take in or hear from the recorder for the attend the training or not?
All
That
right,
is my
all
question.
right. Okay, noted. Next is Abdul Hafiz Abdul Salam. Please ask your question.
Okay, good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Doctor, for the presentation. Actually, I have two questions here. The first one is, at the beginning of the presentation, he said, he talked about a special portal that was open mainly for the Northerners. I don't know if this portal is still functioning or not. Then, secondly, I want to is a personal request, maybe his contact, maybe LinkedIn or email address, because apart from this, there is a project me and my colleague in Bayero University are trying to take up. So we don't know if we can have his contact, being it email or LinkedIn, so we can communicate to him because we need funding for the project. So those are my two questions.
All right. I think for the second one, I will say he is already on our Telegram page, so we'll drop his email there also if you are in need. So that's fine. Then the other one, he will answer it when he comes to answer the questions. I think we have only two people remaining, Ahmed Abubakar and Techno Common 17. So Ahmed, please ask your question.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
My question is, I have a business plan based on fish farming. So there is a place they said we should upload it. So how can I go the uploading? Because I have the hard copy with me here.
Okay.
So I was thinking of how to upload the
business plan
and to go about it, please.
Okay, that's the only question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. He's noted that. Techno Common 17, you'll be the last person to ask question for today. Please go ahead.
So,
Alaikum salam.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Techno?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Can hear you.
Please, what are the indications that you have passed the test stage?
Okay.
Thank you.
So I think we are done with the questions. Dr. Usman, you have the floor. You have them all, right?
Yeah, thank you very much. I will quickly take a quick run to answer all the questions. Ahmed Saleh was asking where I filled the business ID. What is that? So that is the business registration number. For business name, I think it's BN -- number. For limited liability is RC -- number. So when you register your business with the CAC, whether you register a limited liability company or a business name, it comes with a certain number. I think it's on the top left hand corner of the business registration document, where for limited liability you see RC dash dash, and then you have at least 6 or 8 numbers. Now that is actually the business ID that they are asking for. It is your business registration number, which is gotten when you register your business with the CAC. Now, he said, how is the training conducted? At least 2 people asked this question. So, I mean, we are talking about, in this case, this year they are looking at actually taking 5,000 people or 6,000 people. The business is going to be purely virtual. Everything is going to be virtual. Only the 3 days event is going to be in person, and even that, not everybody attends. They will select a few people to attend that program, maybe about between 500 people to 1,000, depending on some other conditions that they might give. And these things change year in, year out, so they will determine that. But apart from the TEF boot camp, which is for 3 days, everything else is virtual. You will meet your mentors virtually. You will do all your training virtually. They will send you assignments virtually. You will complete the assignment and submit it virtually. And also the pitching is virtual. Nothing is going to be in person. Everything you will do is virtual. Only the TEF boot camp, which is for 2 or 3 days, is in person. And not every TEF grantee is able to attend that boot camp. So they are going to select only a few people to attend it. Now, he says he has 2 business ideas, healthcare and agriculture. Ahmed Saleh, I will tell you that you have you're sitting on gold mine, either healthcare or agriculture, especially if you're looking at community health today. That's where actually all the grant money is. And you can apply for either of the business idea. There is no law that says one person cannot have 5 businesses, but it's just as a startup, you need to focus on one, make sure it has grown to a certain point before you start another one. Otherwise, you have too many balls and you won't be able to juggle them. Then also, to answer your question about this particular grant opportunity, the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Programs take every kind of business idea, not only in health, not only in agriculture. They take fashion, they take food and catering, they take everything that has to do with business, and they are open to it. Yeah. So Aminu Rufai was asking, he said, will the 20 million international program give money for expansion? Of course, the money that they are giving you, the $5,000. So he said he already has his business, but it's not at scale. He's just doing it locally. Will they give him money to expand the business? Of course, the grant is either for you to jumpstart your business idea or to expand your business. So whether you just have a business idea or you're already running a business at a small scale, this application window is for you. You can apply and you will be able to get the grant money. Of course, then Biliamino is asking, does the pitching happen virtually or in person? So the pitching is going to happen virtually. You are going to be recording yourself for the 3-minute pitch, and there will be a portal where you upload that pitch, and they will receive it, and then they will listen to it. The pitch submission portal is going to be opened sometime later after all the training has been done, and of course they will communicate to everybody who has been selected. Then Ahmadu is asking, the pitch deck video, does it explain, can you just explain it, or will you have to show the business that you are doing? No, you do not have to show the business that you are doing. Advisably, I will say you should have a pitch deck. A pitch deck is a PowerPoint slide that explains your business as a whole. So advisably, I will say you should have a pitch deck and record yourself actually presenting your pitch deck, explaining every aspect of your business, from your business idea to your value proposition to your main solution, your competition, as well as your market, and then go down to explaining how your business model works and how you will make money. So you can actually do a pitch deck and explain it in the recording, but you don't have to be at your business to record the pitch deck. So if you are selling sugar in Singa, you don't have to go to Singa market and be showing them video of yourself selling sugar, for instance. You just need to be in a quiet place, a nice place with good lighting, where you'll be able to do some good recording of yourself and explain what you do in a very calm way. And it doesn't have to be a professional recording, but it should be at least good, something that is audible and the visual is good. Then Abdul Salam says, the time forum for response. Well, Abdul Salam, I cannot say for a fact this time, the time when they communicate to you is actually determined by them, depending on the amount of work that they have. So what I will advise is the first advice I have given. Try and be checking your email address, your email as much as you can. I know that once you pass the test, the initial test, they will send you a message with a certain date. They will give you a window of date that we will respond to you within so and so dates. And I think that they will continue to do that at all points, because even them understand that some people miss their emails. So in their last correspondence, they try to tell you, okay, at this certain time, be expecting to hear from us. And I think that you should pay attention to that. I must commend you, Abdul Salam. I am very proud of you living in Baga and being able to join this conversation and being able to keep the spirit and continue to do what you are doing. Well done. I appreciate you, Abdul Salam. So also Abdul Hafiz, he was asking the special portal for Northerners. Well, the special portal for Northerners happened in the year 2020. So after 2019, they realized that there was a lot of gap in terms of the application. So I think in collaboration with UNDP, TEF actually opened their portal for people in the Northeast and the Northwest to apply because there was a lot of lag. That portal has been closed. That was a one-off thing to close up on the gap. But I brought it up to give you an example of how we are lagging behind in terms of utilizing this kind of opportunities. In fact, it was so bad that they had to give us a second chance by opening a portal specifically for Northerners. Ahmad was asking, he said he has a business plan and they're asking him to submit the business plan. Mr. Ahmed, I don't think they will ask you to submit a business plan at this stage. Yes, there is a certain stage where they will ask you to submit a business plan, and just like with the pitch deck, at that time, they will open a special portal for you and ask you to submit the business plan. I mean, most of you have my contact now. If you have any questions, you can throw it in. Even if I miss it, I know that Dr. Wudil is always paying attention. We should be able to come up with answers. But these things will happen over time. In the next couple of months, for those of you who get selected, a lot of things is going to happen. Even when it comes to writing your business plan, when it comes to doing your pitch deck, we can still have a special session for all of those. This session is for you to, first of all, be able to be selected to get to the next stage. And then we can talk about all those other stages as we move on. And then Technocam on 17 is asking, forgive me, I didn't get your name. He says, what are the indication that you have passed the test? So if you pass the test, automatically you will see a message will prop up telling you that you have passed, and then they also send you an email telling you that, look, this is the next stage and we're going to contact you at YZ time. I hope that I have answered all. Say something. So myself, in collaboration with Abuja Enterprise Agency, we're actually organizing a grant writing session, but this is a paid session for 3 days. So in these 3 days, we'll be discussing in detail, I think about 5 hours or 6 hours every day for 3 days. We'll be discussing in details what are the grant opportunities, the several grant opportunities, how you should apply for them, what kind of businesses should apply for them, and then we'll also be sharing some grant application templates that you can also use. In due course, I'll also share all of this information around, and if you think you are interested, you can then actually come up. But AEA is charging money for this particular program. It's not for free. It's going to come up, I think, sometime in April or in May. So if you think that you really want to learn more about grant writing, maybe you should look forward to that. In the interim, I hope that I have answered most of your questions, and I thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I think you have done justice to the topic. There are a few, or maybe I can say 3 to be precise, yes or no questions. Civil servants, can they apply?
Yes. So
that's it.
In fact,
I don't want to take much time since they can apply.
No. I just want to state one sentence. You know, initially civil servants are only going to be able to do farming business, but now I think the constitution is being changed to even include other businesses. So yes, civil servants that are doing farming business can apply.
Okay.
There is no cap on that.
is there a requirement to like specify target location while applying? Must you indicate a target location?
There's no requirement. Yes, you need to indicate because that is for their own data collection. They also want to be able to draw a graph and say, okay, this is the area where we are working with people. But apart from that, I don't think there is any other requirement. I think they just need it for their, but you must indicate, otherwise they will not be able to, you will not be able to move to the next stage.
All right, I got that.
Process.
Somebody is asking, do they give the grant in dollars or in Naira? Maybe this one is too optimistic.
In Naira, they give you the they give you the, and it's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. They give you the grant in Naira, but in fact, the exchange rate is actually the federal government's exchange rate. I think it's either 411 or 412. So hopefully you should be able to get about 20 million, 20.20 million 50,000 Naira.
So it will not reach
They'll
that
give it to you in Naira.
2.8 million.
No. They are using federal government exchange rate, either 411 or 412. And you must, I must say this also, you must open an account with UBA.
Okay. All right, I got that. So,
yeah, so when you get to the point of payment, you need a UBA account because of course he will not take his money to other banks.
Yes, okay, I got that. So I think this has brought us to the end of the session, but before we wrap up, I would like to call on Professor Rabia Said, our special guest for today, maybe to give a closing remarks, then we can call it off.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Woodil, for moderating. And then I want to say thank you, Dr. Usman Lawan. Lawan is doing this pro bono. AYMP for now, we do not have any funds, and he has sacrificed his time to be sacrificed and a humanitarian effort. So I would like all of you that were present here for today, please put him in your prayers. Pray that he continues to succeed in what he's doing and that Allah grants him the reward for what he has done in the hereafter. This is, you know that this is a major sacrifice. This is something that you just, you can't just, even if you pay, like you said, the one that is going to be paid for, you can't have what you have today, what we have seen today, the way he has taken you through. It is marvelous. And I want to thank him. I want all of you to thank him and to continue to pray that Allah will continue to see his success. Pray for his family, that he would reap all the good that he has sown. Thank you so much, Dr. Usman Lawan, for doing this.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Over to you, Dr. Woodil.
Okay, so I think this has brought us to the end of the session. Like I said, the recording of the session will be uploaded, of course, to our YouTube page. And also at present, it's being transmitted on our Facebook page. So it's also there. You can always go back to it and revise in case you miss something. So at this point, I would like to thank you all for coming. And I hope you will have a very nice weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.